So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this router down here because we're not using it yet, and I'm going to move our summary route tool over here for charting out our summary routes. So far we found two summary routes. We've got a summary route for these two networks over here, and we've got a summary route for these two networks over here, and now we're going to get this router into the action right here. Now this router, let's just take a quick look at it. It's got two Ethernet interfaces but no serial interfaces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to install two serial interfaces into it, and then I'll turn it back on and wait for this to boot up. What we're going to do is we are going to cable this right here. We'll make this guy be the clock rate. So take that, make it the DCE. We'll attach it to the first serial interface, and we'll attach it over here to the second serial interface over here. Alright, and this router will be the clock. Alright, and so we're going to configure, and this network that we're going to make between these two routers is going to be the 209.165.201.0/30 network. Okay, with the /30 network, the networks go up by 4, because with /30 you basically have the subnet mask looks like this: 255.255.255.252. And if we write this last 252 out in binary, 252 looks like this, and the 1, this last 1 bit, is in the 4's place, so the networks go up by 4. So this is going to be a network of only 4 hosts, and the network is the 0 network, and the broadcast address is 3, and there's only 2 hosts, 1 and 2. So I'll delete this. We just need to configure for this network. So the first host will be on this router, second host will be on this router. So we'll do that. We'll do this router first. Go to the command line interface. Interface serial 0/1/0, and we'll give it the IP address. IP address 209.165.201.1, 255.255.255.252. Hit enter. No shutdown. Okay, so that interface has been configured right here. Now we need to do this one right here. So we'll open up this router, and this router is R4. We will, haven't used it yet, enable conf T, short for configure terminal, and interface 000. So interface serial 0/0/0, IP address 209. And then the IP address. Clock rate, because it's the DCE. And a no shutdown command. And close it. And now you can see that this interface is up, and this network between these two routers is up. Now we're going to put a static route on this router so that this router can talk to all 4 networks over here. And we're going to do it with a summary route. Now though, we have a situation where we want to reach these 4 networks, so we're going to have to create a larger summary route, so to speak. So let's find out what is the summary route that we could use for all 4 of those. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'll go in here and I'll copy this, and then I'll paste it in there. And I'm going to change this so that it reflects all of the routes. Now this is the 64 network, so I'm going to change this to 64. And this is the 66 network, right? 66, right? And we have to, of course, change the binary to reflect that. So there's 64, and now that's 66. But also we have this network in between these two routers. If this router is going to talk to all of these networks, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's also this network right here that this router doesn't know about, and that is the 71 network. So I'm going to put that in there too, right? So I'll just copy this, and we'll make that 71 here. And then we'll change the binary accordingly. So 64 plus 4 is 68, and then add 2, that's 70, and then that's 71. Okay, so now we have the 5 networks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all listed here. And we're going to use this to create a summary route so that this router can reach all of these networks, but not more so. Now, just to say, if we really wanted to generalize this route really easily, what we could do is if we could just put a static route on this router that goes like this and says 173.16.0.0/16. Now, what that would do is if we put in a summary route to this, right, on this router, it would say, hey, all 173.16 networks go this way. And this router would be able to ping or contact all of these hosts, anybody that started with the first 2 octets of 173.16. So we could do that. But it's not good practice because it's actually just the 64 network, the 66, the 68, the 69, and the 71. So it's not really the full range. So we want to do a more exact summary route. And then beyond that, this router here, okay, now has routes to these 2 networks in a summary route, and it has these 3 connected routes, but this router does not know about this network. So we're also going to have to put in a static route on R2 to reach this network. We don't have to put it on R1 because it's connected to this network here that we just added, but we do have to put it on R2. So let's start with that. Okay, so let's put the static route on this router to get to this network here. So we'll go to this router, say enter, enable, configure terminal to get to there, IP route to the 209.165.201.0 network, and then the subnet mask. And then we have to put in the next hop router's IP address. Well, that is 173.16.71.5. So 173.16.71.5. That's the next hop router's IP address. And I'll just show you that really quickly. Next hop IP for this router, if we're talking about this router, the next hop IP address is the IP address of this router's serial interface right here. So we've got a static route in here. Now we need to figure out the summary route to reach all of these networks over here for this router. We've got them listed out here in binary, so we can figure out what they are. What do they have in common, right? What do they have in common? Well, the route that they have in common is they all have 173 in common, they all have 16 in common, and they all have 64 in common. And they have, so that's the IP address right there. Now the important part is the subnet mask range. So they have 8 bits, 16 bits in common, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 bits in common. So /21, which is a magic number of 8. Place value is 8. So this summary route, if we put in this summary route on this router right here, right, if we put this summary route in here, it'll cover networks 64 to 71. And let's try it. So open up this router here, and we'll hit enter. It's a 64 and it's a /21 that we want to put in there. Okay, and we'll type enable. And now we want to have /21, right? Let 21 would be 248. So 255.255.248.0. I believe that's right. And then the next hop IP address, which is going to be 209.165.201.1. 209.165, stretch this out, .201.1. So there's the static route. There is the summary route to anything that starts with a 173.16.64 up into 71.255. So that should work. So now, if we do a Control C, and we could try to ping some of the hosts on the network, like 68.2, which is the host right here, you can see that it was successful, right? We can also ping 69.2, which is this host right here on the 69 network, and you can see we can reach that. Over here we've got 64 and 66, so let's try to reach 64.2, and we can, and 66.2, which is this host right here. And you can see that this router can now ping all of these hosts over here, and it has with just one summary route.